Traders, welcome back to another price action trading lesson. So today's market started out with this downtrend working lower with a break and a new extreme. Then we eventually reversed here with an uptrend working higher with a break and a new high here. You actually had a first entry short pullback, second entry short failure, which is a great high probability setup to take advantage of since this downtrend played out with a break and a new low. But this was on the overnight session, so this is only for educational purposes only. But this is a decent failed second entry short reversal pattern here. So we have this uptrend working higher, so I'd be expecting some second entry long at the EMA because technically this uptrend needs a new extreme. You can see prices just pushed up on the first entry and created a new high. So I would need to pause looking to go long and wait for more price actions to see what the next market cycle is going to be. We have a downtrend working lower with a break and a new extreme here, and then we're back above the EMA. So this is very telling for what the next market cycle is going to be because if the market cycle is going to be downtrend, we should have pushed lower here like this. So the fact that this support created itself and we pushed back above the EMA, it was very clear that we could be potentially looking at some trading range. I went ahead and drew my support here and my resistance, and I was starting to play this short-term trading range here. So you can see we have an uptrend working higher, attempt to create a new high. We pushed lower, but this midline ended up hitting holding prices and pushing higher, and we created the technical new high here. So now I'm pausing, looking to go long. I want to see what this resistance level is going to do. Is it going to hold prices, or are we going to continue working higher? Because we could be considering some little channel working higher like this if we do continue working higher. But you can see the resistance ended up holding and pushing lower. So it's confirming this trading range here. So I'm just sticking to the tight channels at this point, and then you can see support ended up holding prices and pushing back up. So this trading range is very apparent at this point. So I'm just sticking to the short-term channels and waiting to see if a good setup can arise for us. So we have a spike up and a channel pattern here. So we expect a new high of this uptrend. You get a first entry long here, but it actually looks like you get a first entry long pullback, second entry long here. But problem is we get no tick lower, and we just pushed up and created the new high. So at this point, I'm still playing this trading range because this is the main structure, this short-term trading range. So there's a good chances that prices pull back into here. There is a little nuance is that we traded up into this range, and you can see a bullish imbalance in this range. You can see held prices here, held prices here, held prices here, and we're pushing higher. You can see another higher low here. So there is a good chance that we could continue working higher, but given this trading range at this point, I really need to be careful because prices could pull back into this range. So I'm just going to be careful. I'm going to let prices print and see what the next market cycle is going to be. And this is very telling here. You can see that the EMA is holding again and we're pushing above the EMA. So if I get some decent failed second entry short here, it could be a decent setup to consider because you have to ask yourself, why didn't bears pull back into the range? Why are we holding prices here? It's not supposed to happen if this trading range was going to be the next pattern. So the fact that that the EMA is holding here is letting us know that we could be potentially working with some channel, like some additional bullish channel here. It's not very much confirmed just yet because I only have one swing, two swings. So I really want to see more confirmation. So I was really looking for the failed second entry short. But you're already given the signs that there could be some additional channel working higher because of this bullish imbalance. And this confirms it here. When we push and break this higher high here, it's confirmed, okay, there is most likely going to be some other channel working higher. So I was starting to play this pattern. And at this point, I'm looking for some second entry long at the EMA. So it's even confirming itself even more, pushing higher. So can we get some second entry long? You get a second entry long here, but we're way too far from the EMA and it's a bad bar. And then we just continue pushing higher. So nothing changes. I'm still looking for the second entry long. You have a first entry long pullback, second entry long, but way too far from the EMA. And we continue pushing higher. So now we get a correction to the EMA. So once again, nothing changes. I'm still looking for the second entry long. You have a first entry long pullback, second entry long here, which is exactly what we're looking for. The problem is with this second entry long is it closed way too high up. You're already at the top of the move, so we can't take this. But if you're looking for a second entry long here, you got the right idea. And then we also get another second entry long here because nothing changes. We broke the highest high. We're still looking for the second entry long because we're in this bullish channel. So you get a first entry long, which is here, pullback, second entry long. You got that nice two-legged pullback, which we like to look for here. And then you get another second entry long, which is a great high probability setup. Problem is, the second entry long on my chart is an inside bar, and it formed quite weak, but it's also an inside bar. So I had to be patient here, but this is great context. The nice two-legged pullback, which we look for, second entry long off of two key entry points, not just one, but you're trading off of, you're entering off of the EMA and this trend line here. This is a great high probability setup. Unfortunately, it just didn't form well on my chart, but a great second entry long to take advantage of. And look at prices go. Push straight up and straight up again. So nothing changes. All the way up, we're still looking for that second entry long. So let's see if we can get it here. You get a first entry long. Can we get some second entry long? And you get it here, another second entry long, which we're looking for. The problem is, once again, we close so far up. Downtrend here played out with a break and a new extreme. Let's see here. This downtrend played out with a break and a new low, which is great. You can also see somewhat of a little triple test here. One bounce, second bounce, third bounce. So this is actually a triple test as well. But problem is that the second entry long closed so high up. It's just like in this trade here. You'd be entering at the top of the move already. You really want to see something lower. So this has been a great setup to consider. Unfortunately, it just formed way too high. But if you're looking for the second entry long here and you're visualizing this triple test, you got the right idea. And you can see us push again. You actually get another second entry long here. First entry long, pullback, second entry long. Because once again, like we mentioned before, nothing changes. We're still looking for that second entry long. The problem with this second entry long here is that there's a short-term downtrend in play. You can see it looks like one leg down. So I have to skip this second entry long because there's a chance that this downtrend could get a new extreme. So I really need a confirmation set up a higher low to confirm that prices will continue working higher. Unfortunately, I have to skip the second entry long because this downtrend is technically in play. But you can see, look what we have here. A first entry long pullback, second entry long. Prices created one tick lower on this bearish bar and created the higher low. So this is perfect setup because you can see the first entry long, second entry long failure traders, the failed second entry long traders are selling above the EMA and they're selling in the wrong context because this is a bullish trend. So we expect prices to continue working higher. We just have to time it correctly because we couldn't take this second entry long because this downtrend could get the new low. But this is the confirmation setup that prices should continue working higher and trapping these failed second entry long traders. This is a great setup to take. I took this setup with a limit, expecting prices to continue working higher, and you can see it ended up being a losing trade. And prices actually did create the technical new low. But that's okay. For our strategy, for how we trade using price action, you got to take these setups every time. This is a great high probability setup. You should feel no way taking the loser here because if you see this setup again, you have to take it. These are perfect high probability setups. Unfortunately, this one just failed. And it's actually another good learning experience. Not every setup is 100%. The setup looks great when you're looking at it like this. Looks like a great high probability setup, but you never know if this is going to be the loser. Nothing in trading is 100%. The setup could very well fail, which is why you want to have proper risk management because you don't know which setups are going to fail and which ones are going to work. But yeah, guys, there's no worries taking a loser here. You have to continue to take these setups, feel no emotion in these. You strictly trading like a machine, and continue. You have to continue taking these setups. If you see this tomorrow, you can't have PTSD and think, "Oh man, like from what happened yesterday, I probably should be patient here." Now, you got to continue taking these setups. Think machine-like, and just continue to take these setups without no emotion. So unfortunately, this turned out to be a loser, but no worries. Downtrend played out with a break in a new low. You get another higher low here, but it's just getting a little bit too stacked at this point, working a little bit sideways. So I'd like to see something a little bit more cleaner above the EMA. So now you got your two-legged pullback. So at this point, first leg break, second leg. I was looking for some failed second entry short above the EMA because this uptrend still needs a new high according to trendline rule. I'm still expecting a new extreme here. But you can see we continue working lower a little bit here. So this downtrend played out with a break and a new extreme here. And at this point, when we push back above the EMA, I'm still not giving up on this uptrend needing a new high, because when you zoom back, we work quite high. And this correction is a little bit deep, but it's not nothing compared to this big move up. So I'm still expecting a new high here according to trendline rule. So let's see what happens next. When we push higher like this, I went ahead and drew this wider uptrend here. You get a tiny early break, but once again, I'm still expecting a new high, so I'm comfortable drawing this wider trend, and I'm looking for some second entry long at the EMA. You have a first entry that works. Can we get some second entry long? You have another first entry long. Can we get some second entry long at the EMA? And we've created a new high already for this wider trend. So now I'm patient, and since we're below the EMA like this, I really need to let prices play out and let them print to see what's going to happen next, because we could form some small trading range here before we continue working higher. But I'm going to keep in the back of my mind that this uptrend needs a new high, so there's definitely more of a bullish bias in this market. I'm not giving up on the new high, but we could work sideways for a minute, create some small trading range before we continue working higher. So I really need to be patient and time to set up correctly before we continue working higher to create this new high. So you can see we're getting quite stacked at this point. So there's a good chance that there could be some trading range here. But once again, we'll keep in the back of our mind that this uptrend still needs a new high according to trendline rule. There's definitely a higher chance for the bulls to take over and push prices higher. But we're already getting quite late on the day. So at this point, it's just for educational purposes only. But yeah, I'm thinking that there could potentially be some small trading range here. So yeah, guys, if we zoom back, we can go through this here in summary. We had a downtrend working lower, the break in a new high. We had a nice failed second entry short reversal that happened overnight. Uptrend working higher with the break and a new extreme. And instead of pulling prices lower and creating some wider trading range for the day, we actually created some smaller trading range. So we shifted market cycles into this trading range here. Market cycles eventually shifted again into this bullish uptrend. And on the way up, we're just looking for the second entry long at the EMA. We don't get it. There's a lot of first entries working today. We get a second entry long here, but close too high up. A nice second entry long here, but it was an inside bar. We're working higher. We get another nice second entry long triple test, but we close too high up once again, just like here. And then you guys saw me talk about this higher low here. You get a second entry long, but there's a short-term trend. Perfect higher low. Expecting prices to continue working higher, but unfortunately it just failed on us. But no worries, we'll continue to take these setups in the future. We had a two-legged pullback, but eventually there was a deeper correction. Break, new extreme of this downtrend here. We're back above the EMA. We're comfortable drawing this wider channel because this uptrend technically needs a new high according to trendline rule. But you get a small break and a new high at this point of this wider channel. So we're just going to be a little bit patient at this point because there could be some smaller trading range being developed before the market pushes prices higher. So yeah, guys, today was a great trading day. Very fun price action. Unfortunately, there was a losing trade here, but once again, no worries. Don't let these get to you. We have to continue taking these tomorrow. We have no feelings from them. Don't let it discourage you if you see the same setup tomorrow. Take it again, because we have to continue to take these setups because probabilities work in our favor over time. We don't know which ones are going to be the losers. So you have to continue to take these setups because over time, over a sample of trades, the probabilities will work in our favor. But yeah, guys, if this video was helpful for you guys, feel free to hit that like button below. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I have a trading community where I post charts daily in real time. If that's of any interest to you guys, feel free to check out the link in the description below. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys had a good trading day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.